Okay, so in the last video, we went over the template kits. And in this video, we're going to start working on editing them, starting with the header. So now I have this, and I actually want to make some changes to this. So one thing that I do notice is that we do have a logo, but we're going to address that later. But this menu with the items on it, this one doubles up, which means that there's a spacing issue. So there's a couple of different things that we can do. I can click on this for the nav menu, and I also see this is JKit nav menu, which means it's the plugin nav menu. You don't need a plugin nav menu. You can just use regular menu. This is a good time to change this too, because it is not as it's not that like you don't want third-party plugins where it's unnecessary. This is definitely unnecessary. So, and I'm not sure why that some of these companies do this. So I'm going to actually go into the plus sign here to add an element. I'm going to bring in just the default Elementor WordPress one. And you can see, like, without even changing the width of this, because I was going to change the width to make it a little bit wider to go to stretch, to be able to stretch this out. I didn't need to do that with this. I'm going to put this to, so I'm going to look at the settings for this. It looks like in the content, it looks like it's right aligned. So it can be butted up against this, which makes sense. So I'm going to make sure that this is right aligned too, which is end here. Again, like this is, the default menu is more built for containers, the newer version of containers. It does look like there's a little bit more spacing between these. So I'm just going to kind of try to like mimic this. And then there's no rollover effect. I kind of like the rollover effect, so I'm actually going to keep it, but I'm going to add a little bit more spacing between these menu items. So I'm going to click style. So because we're not doing outside, so we wouldn't do advanced. So we're not trying to add padding to the outside of this, on the inside of this element or on the outside. It's actually in between these two things. So it would be in styling, like we're styling the actual menu. And it's horizontal padding. And so if I just drag this slider over, I can kind of go about as wide as I can within that. 24 pixels looks a little good, but I like to be a little bit more rounded. So actually, let's see, 22. In case we stick something else in there, maybe we'll stick with 22 for now. I'm going to keep that, but I actually want the hover color to change like it does here. So I want the hover color to change to, and I'm going to select my global here because I want it to be set to a global color. And then active, I want it to be the same color. So I'm just going to do, yeah, I don't want pointer to do anything. So I'm going to set it to white with no transparency because I don't want the pointer to be active. And what's normal set to is this. So I'm going to set the normal to this color. And then the hover pointer, I want to be this color as well. So I'm going to set it to primary. There we go. Okay. And then I'm just going to delete this out. And now I'm going to need to do this with the other one as well. So I'm going to have to do this with the dark version too, but this is the home version. So let's just check the display condition. Yep, front page, save and close. So this is set up, and I might actually, I'm going to go ahead. I do have the logo here, so I'm just going to go ahead and pick the logo here. Okay, so I have two different versions of logo here. So I want the dark one. So I'm going to click on this. I'm going to click into here, and I'm just going to drag. I'm actually going to bring both of these in because this is going to be our favicon. So there we go. So that's that logo, and we'll do the favicon a little bit later. So that's going to go up there in that corner. That looks good. And I'm going to go ahead and publish this for now. And then I'm going to go back to templates. I'm going to exit out of here. Save templates. And I'm going to go to, so again, if I click all, I'll be able to see there's my header home. And I also want a header main for all the rest of the pages. So I'm going to add a new template. select header again. I'm going to name this one header main. That's because it's the main header. I go to my templates and I'm going to choose header 2. Insert. Don't apply. This is going to be a little bit harder to see, but I got to change this logo. Oh, and here's logo light. So I actually could have. Let's go logo light here. There we go. Select. And then I'm going to, now this menu here needs to be swapped out. I wonder what color that they're using there. It's the same hover effect. So I'm just going to copy it. I'm going to go back to templates. Save templates all. And I'm going to do the header home. I'm going to open with Elementor. And I'm just going to copy this, copy, and see if I can paste it right below this one. Paste. There we go. Now, this is going to come over a dark background. So we got to change the color of this from the black color to like this light gray color that they kind of have here. Let's see if we have a global color for that. Text. Yep, looks like it's that text color. So it automatically shifted to the left there. That's good. And yep, so now we can delete this out. Delete. And then this is going to be, I'm just going to click publish on this one and you'll see like there, it'll ask you where you want to put it. Sometimes it'll be nowhere and you'll just click save and close, but sometimes it is, you do want to add a condition. And this one is entire site. I want this on every website. Now, because the home one is more specific, that one will be used on the home page and then on the rest of the pages on the entire site, new pages that we create, new blog posts, whatever, it'll just be this one. So save and close. All right, so headers are done. And the next thing would be to do the footer. Again, didn't make it the footer, so got to add a new template. I'm going to choose footer here, and I'm going to name this footer main. And I'm going to do it main because even though we have one, because sometimes we do want a custom footer for specific pages, and it comes in handy to just name this one main right from the bat, so we know like, okay, this is our main footer. There's no other footers. Like it just it is what it is. So okay, there we go. It's going to open up this template kit. And if it doesn't, you can still get it to it. Like if you close out of this on accident or whatever, you're in your footer main, you can click on this, click on my templates, and then choose your footer. Don't apply. I can change this logo to the one that I already uploaded. Oops, media library, this light version. There we go. Looks good. And some of this other stuff has to change, but we can do that later as we go. I'm just doing the logo right now for the sake of just consistency in doing it. The only other thing that I like to change in the footer right away is this text down here. One of the biggest ways you can tell if a site is outdated is by the year on the site. Now there's no year here, but if you click into this, you can set a dynamic style. So I'm just going to delete everything out, but you can go in and you can set a dynamic, like something that will change automatically. In particular, the year is a good one, and set it to be changed to that year automatically. Now, I want it to look like our existing website, which is getwas.io, right? So if I go down here, it's copyright 2024 WASIO, all rights reserved. So I'm going to copy everything right up to 2024 because I don't know how to type that copyright symbol. Is that a copyright symbol? Looks like it should be. I don't know. I'm actually unsure. But copy. I'm just copying that because I know I need to paste it in. But the first thing I'm going to do is I want date time, current date time. Because if as the day it turns 2025, I want the website to change automatically. I don't want to have to go in and change all of my websites. I don't want to do it automatically. So I'm going to set this to the year. So I'm going to select current date time and I'm going to click into it again to set the settings. I don't want default format. I don't want that. That's not useful. I just want the 2024. So I'm going to set to custom. And then these are your symbols. You can look in the documentation, but it's just this Y here. That Y registers the full year, capital Y. So I'm just going to leave capital Y. And now that says 2024. Now in the advanced tab, I can put text before. That's why I copied before. Control V. And keep in mind, this space is here. So if you see there's no space down there now, that doesn't look right. You can add spaces here and it will do it. So I'm going to copy from the website, the existing website. I'm going to copy the other part of it, and I'm going to try to capture this little space after 2024 as well. And I'm just going to Control C. You can type this as well. It's not a big deal either way. And then so after it, I want it to say that. So copyright 2024, all rights reserved. Perfect. Publish that. Add the condition. It's going to ask me again, where do I want to put this? Well, I want to put this on the entire site. I want to include it on the entire site. All right. Now we have our header and we have our footer. And it's going to show, this is the header for all the secondary pages, but on the home page, it'll show the homepage header. Again, if we go back and we look at, one thing you can do when you're doing this, if you're unsure, is if you go to the Envato elements or wherever the template is demoed, I'm just going to search Savvy. This is the website. I'm going to click Live Preview. You can see, okay, here's the dark version because it's white, because this homepage is hero section is all white. But if you go to the about page or any of the other pages, they have a dark like overlay to a background image or whatever, and then this version of the website here. So cool. We can see that. And now I'm going to go, and because this isn't the home page, it's actually the footer template. It's just going to show the default header up there. All right. So now I'm going to close this out, and I'm going to go once again to templates. And so we can see here again, all templates. And these are all of the templates that we've used. And you can see like footer main is set as a type of footer, and it's on the entire site. So you can kind of see where it does. Just from the high end view, you actually don't need to go into it to tell where it belongs or where it's supposed to be. Header home is just on the front page, right? So let's look at the front end of our website for now. And we haven't done any pages or anything, but we're on the home page. This is default by the home page. So it is showing the right header here. Great. It's showing our footer that we added with our date and WASIO. So excellent. We do have there's no hover when it's active, which is actually kind of cool. I didn't think about that, but may have done that accidentally. But okay, so there's the effects. We got rid of the plugin nav.